We're at our silage 2024. Ivan's just mowing there at the minute, but I have a job I need to do here first. So I noticed one of our heifers in heat. We go a week with no heats, and then in the morning you're at something a wee bit busier, or the routine is kind of different, they'll be in heat. She is the last of 2 of our heifers that we want to get done. And as soon as she goes out, I'll put the tape behind her. Yeah, just take it handy like this. Now, we stick the tape on. We just chase her out. So we always put 2 in together, it just keeps them quiet until our serviceman comes. Just leave the crush closed. They don't need to get in there. Right, you behave yourself for a wee while. Alright, so Ivan is just behind here, and he's only here now in the past half hour, and it's amazing how much he has mowed already. He is a brand new tractor as well, the new Fint. But we gotta look at that in a minute. Put this heifer here that's sitting behind the bin, put her back in the field and get these settled in first. Today's the day of reckoning when this comes in. Now, there was a guy here very late last night rowing this up. He hasn't it all rowed. He has just this field, the big hill road. Now, I did ring our contractor and asked him, could he hold off for a while? Because this morning we were due, we knew it was coming, some late rain between 7 and 9 o'clock. When I went out this morning to start milking, the ground was dry. We had no rain, which made me feel really good. But come 8 o'clock, this old drizzle started, and you can probably see it on my face. There's a lot of wind blowing. That wind will help to dry the thing out. But from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, around that 10 o'clock mark especially, it rained quite heavy. Now the good thing is, when this sat out yesterday, it wilted lovely. So it was nice to get it raked up and kind of seal itself and not have so much spread across the field, because the more they spread out, the more surface area for the water to lay on. Now I can hear our lads in the distance. They're with my neighbour. My good neighbour has rung me 3 times since they've been with him. He always gives me updates just so that I'm ready when they're coming to me. He's a good neighbour, and even when he's in the middle of doing his own silage, he's always thinking of the next person after him, and there's not too many like that left in the world. So he's a sound chap, but I can hear them. They're almost finished with him, which means they'll be coming here, and that'll be in the next hour, which this is not ready to be lifted in an hour. This will be okay, but the stuff over there that's not raked up, the last thing you want to be doing is raking that up now when it's exceptionally wet, at its wettest. Blue skies are coming here behind us. The weather is supposed to be great for the evening, and all this needs is about 2 hours just to dry out again. Another thing I want to say is, real quickly, someone might ask, why, Adrian, didn't you mow your own? I can answer that very easily this year. Whether I can explain it right on camera or not, it's a different story. But this year, I'll be honest with you, I've been exhausted and just found things tough this year. It's been a hard year last year, a hard spring, and it takes its toll on you. It leaves you just physically tired. That was just one of the things. So I wanted to take a wee bit of pressure off myself just for our first cut this year. 2 people at home that haven't been that terrible well either, and you're constantly watching your phone and sometimes dreading when your phone rings. When I say that, there'll be people out there, no doubt, will understand exactly what I'm talking about. Right, so we're over here now, looking across at my heifers here. They're a bit disturbed at the minute. They're giving me an odd shout saying, here we have enough grass, which I'm looking in there now and I can see they have a bit, but not enough. They'll be looking to get into these fields now. So as soon as we have this all lifted and in, hence the cheering, they'll get a few days between all the fields, just roaming around, just eating along the hedges. But I will say one thing about Ivan. He'd nearly cut the hedge if you didn't tell him to stay out from it. There's nothing left around this field. She's windy, she's very windy. I'm going to tip over with this lad here now to the farm, and we're going to just see how it's going on and what way it's going into the trailers. That stuff's drying well.
You wouldn't want to much dry, would you?
No, it's tired the way it's drying.
That was a heavy spill there earlier around 10 o'clock. Then
I came over here about 10 o'clock and it was soaking. That's great now to see the way it's drying, that wind.
Yeah, when you see it floating about, she's dry.
Right, so how long are you at this crack?
As long as we'll fit the walk, really.
Yeah.
But always been silage on at home place, contractors come and paying them silage.
Yeah.
Since we were fit to get up on our wee tractors at home and do a bit, we were at it. So we definitely was throwing bales at 10 years of age on the farm, you know.
So was I.
Maybe even before.
Shouldn't say it, but my father used to make us stand in front of the tractor to weigh it down. Half the children would be out of the house, stand in front of the tractor to weigh it down so they wouldn't rear up with the bale.
If you had the dinner one out then, something that'd help.
She wouldn't do it now. What do you do at home?
We are on used to milk cows, 2002 to quit the milk.
Yeah.
Even away walking a job there. Just the brother has more interest in the farm, and he'd be the farm at home, just dealing with livestock is my thing.
Is that right? Yeah.
There was a fella telling me one time, if you want to fall out with your best friend, take him to move cabin. We are on a one-way system, aren't we? Telephone wire man, is he away or still
Gone.
there?
I'd say he's gone. Yeah. So we just have a fella fitting broadband in the middle of it all. And he's on the lane now doing the last couple of poles, but I think he's done. Broadband would be a great thing to get, fibre. Waiting a lifetime for it. I'm just standing here for a bit of a break, but Christ of Almighty, it's got stormy. Very, very strong winds. I can't put a drone up, not a mission. And you can see the covers, what it's doing, it's starting to pull the covers up, so I'm going to have to grab these covers real quick, pull them down again. Yeah, just smashed the lens of my camera as well. It's typical what happens. Right, I think I kind of have it under control. They're tied down here, a few places I've tied up above as well. I added twice the amount of bags to it. You see it's far from fun. Must be blowing at least 50-mile-an-hour winds. This is good drying though. Not great on the cover, but look, you're never going to have it everywhere. Fingers crossed it won't completely annihilate that cover. I know we won't get it covered this evening probably because of this. You can't cover a pit in them kind of conditions, but it's not the end of the world. At least the grass is drying out well. I can't really get much footage. I have to apologise. I'll do the best I can, but at the minute the winds are just too strong. I cannot put up a drone. My drone actually only came back today from DJI from being fixed because I put it into a tree. This fella here is just pulling in the lane. I'll pull up out of his way and let him go. But yeah, I can't afford to stick another drone up in the air, especially with winds that are gusting as strong as they are now. So I'll just tail this by up here. I'll give them a minute. I'm just going to tip down here and see what the sweats look like. Handbrake in this yoke so it doesn't run into the hedge. Through the mic on me here, hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. But here's the stuff now. Yeah, I'm happy there now. I think the camera can see it as well. See the colour is starting to go and you can hear that noise when you shake it. Can't complain about that at all. So I'd say they'll be finished in about another 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours to have the whole thing in. It's amazing the speed nowadays. Well, this job used to take nearly 2 days, 3 days at times to get it in. It's amazing how far we've come in the last 20, 25 years, but I was a bit worried about it this morning, but I'm not now. They have a new harvester. I know nothing about harvesters. I know it's a new one, and it's got a V12 engine. I was being told by one of the lads, the last one's a V8. So there you go, if that's news or no, I don't know, but she has more power. I know a V12 has more power anyway. So I'll go in here and just grab a little bit of footage of them lifting it. Gary's just rolling away here. We're about halfway there, and the pit is about half full. 3 little heifer mates that still have to go out yet. This is the youngest one here, by the way. The other 2 are there just enjoying it. The whole view is something different to look at today. Sinead's just come home there now from work. She's finished early today, and she's going to get tea and things ready for them. And then I'd say they'll be done probably in about another hour, hour and a half. Alright, so I'm just rolling the pit here. Milking and things are all done. Just looking at the girls down there. And Nicole and Sophia, they're just finishing off feeding a couple of wee calves that are still left inside. And I can't help but think when I look at them, the difference when I was growing up doing this job. And I remember when the sun would be baking the stones, my mother would be coming out giving out to us because we got burnt to a crisp. But my girls are wearing top hats and heavy jackets, and today I should have been wearing the same because I'm absolutely freezing. There's a wind coming from over there, which is the north. It's like as if you're going to have a fall of snow, and it's given hail showers. And tonight, guess what? Frost. It is June, isn't it? It is, yeah. So I'm as happy as Larry to see it in the pit and done. And fair play to the Chambers lads, they never let me down. And once again, job excellently done. The issue now we're going to have is will we get it covered? And believe it or not, never seems to be that big of an issue. But this time it could actually be a problem because the wind is very severe. Today was very stormy. We've never made silage in wind like that before. And it was so strong over on the other farm especially that the main man himself was saying he was getting it hard to get it into the trailer at times. There was not much stuff blowing all over the place that nearly couldn't see where they were going. I'd love to get covers on tonight. I have the help. It wouldn't take long to do. An hour and a half we'd have the most of it done, but we just... it's not an option at the moment. I'm going to wait on. It's only 7:20 now to see will it maybe calm down a little bit this evening, but it's going to have to calm down an awful lot. So there's not much more I can say on that. We'll see how things pan out. Now 9 o'clock in the evening and the wind might have eased slightly. We're going to give it an attempt. I don't think it's going to work for us, but we're going to try it anyway. I'm going to set a time lapse up in the front and back, and look, we'll give it a go. Right, so hope you can see me because I don't know what time it is. I have no phone on me. It's probably about 11 o'clock or so. There's a wee bit of brightness still in the sky, but we have the pit covered. I'm going to show you tomorrow morning. The back is just the only place that we haven't fully finished, but you know what? I can live with that till the morning because we have to hang down bags along it. I'm going to put a lot more bags hanging down the back of it, but we have the pit covered. I announced me thought we'd get that done tonight with the serious wind that there was, but now there's not an air. And it's like someone just flicked the switch, and that has just been awesome. It's lovely to get done. We're all wrecked tired. My family's just heading down there, my sister, brother and my kids and Sinead. But everybody done their bit and really great for us. Lovely to get silage done. I'll talk to you in the morning, guys. Right, so it's actually 3 days later now. So that next morning, me and the girls came up and we finished the back of it. We actually added extra bags this time. You remember last year we had a bit of waste along the front. There was quite a lot of waste compared to what we normally have. Nothing too bad, but there was waste there. So I said I'd add extra weight. I thought maybe the weight was the issue. So we have the covers over the walls now. We have the extra weight bags, extra bags, a couple of layers of bags across. So it'll be interesting to see what it turns out like next year because we've done it fairly well. It has everything now it needs, and I'd say it will keep. I'd be surprised if it doesn't. Another thing you probably noticed throughout the video was the wind. Well, at the minute I'm using a mic because the wind is hitting me here again, and it's coming from the north, which is very, very unusual for the time of year, and that has been like that for the last 10 days, maybe more. Zero growth, grass is not growing, It's as cold. I'm standing here in a t-shirt, but I'm covered in goosebumps. It's freezing. So that wind was at its strongest right in the middle of where we're bringing the silage in. An awful lot of grass was blown out of the trailers, Richard was saying. So the gusts were very, very strong. We're very, very exposed where we are. Although you can't see that in the camera, we've hills on both sides of us. We've hills in front of us, and we've hills on the other side of us as well. Although we're very, very high up, we're stuck in a kind of a bowl, which really draws the wind like this, kind of a flow, and that leaves us with very dangerous gusts of wind. So it's always kind of windy up here. You probably pick that up in the camera when I'm not using a microphone. But luck was on our side, big time, because we didn't think we'd get it covered. Not that evening, and following evening, and right up until today, all 3 days have been very, very windy. And that would have made life difficult trying to cover it. But for some reason, we left it to 9 o'clock that evening, and the wind seemed to die down. And when we started covering it, it nearly went to zero wind. It allowed us to get the pit covered, and all done in the space of about an hour and a half. The last few days here, I have had the slurry all out. We've finished slurrying as well, so everything is done now. A couple of long days with late nights, and the slurry is finished as well. So we can settle back into another few projects that I want to get done. So that's it. Silage 24 is a cover, not a wrap. The first day and a half, by the way, there was very little run out of the pit. I'll have a wee look now before I do turn off the camera. I expect there's going to be a run today. Bound to come eventually. Lift this up. There's a trickle you'd barely see. Funny enough, I would have expected a bit more run than that, but maybe it'll come yet, or maybe not. I'm going to leave it there for now. Thanks very much for watching. Our silage is done. I'm happy, man. Let's go and do something else. Jesus Christ.